Welcome to the Chop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dark Child.
I'm your host, twinsinc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. What's going on, good people, today? Seth the Dark Child, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good. I'm sorry I'm remote, but we got some inclement weather out there.
Hey, safety first. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's one of the great benefits of technology, that you don't actually have to be in the same location at all times, right? And we can still get work done, even like real work,
It is real life work. I love the technology nowadays, and I will say this when I always be talking about women, the ability to communicate. Women are smarter than us. They communicate better than us on a lot of levels. But this ability to communicate at all times and get our point across as men all the time, that's what's changing everything right there.
Mm-hmm.
We finally figured out how to communicate, and it's causing problems. But anyway, keep going, brother.
No problem. So once again, thanks for the listeners tuning in to us live on Sundays. Also to the listeners, listen to us on the podcast, on major platforms, podcasts, Apple iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Spotify, all those good things. Salute to y'all. Thanks for tuning in today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting closer of getting some actual ladies on the show to provide some insight from a woman's point of view as well. Not to gang up on her, but also have that other mindset in it. Because as guys, we can sit here and talk all day about God things, but it's always good to have a woman's perspective. And she might be pro-woman, pro-guy, could be playing both sides. Doesn't matter, but we're getting close to having one on the show. So stay tuned, because it's, that's what we want. That's what we need. Once again, Every Sunday, 3 p.m.-ish on YouTube, tune in. We do live recordings. Sometimes we may do remote recordings, but either way, we're still live, and we'll go from there. Seth, what's going on with you, brother? How was your week, sir?
Oh, bro, really been outstanding. Yo, you know what? And on a brighter side, before we descend into this place called madness, on March 19th, I told you were invited to my family's dashiki day, right?
Oh yeah, I'm still.
I'm gonna make sure you get the invite and all that, but that's something we trying to create, just dashiki day, whereas we can just come together as Black people in America. The only requirement is that you have on African, multiple requirements. You got to have on African attire of some sort, or dashiki. Honestly, if you feel like we're culturally appropriating anything from Africa, so we doing the best we can. So yeah, don't get mad at that. Keep it. and have a good time, family and kids. You know what? A few years ago, I didn't know what Kwanzaa was. Right now you can get a calendar and it'll tell you Kwanzaa information on calendars. Right. I would love for Dashiki Day to show up. The second weekend in March, so that Black people can get together and just enjoy being African American.
Nothing wrong with that. I like that. I like the concept like that, and I definitely will be there on March 19th. I gotta let the family know too, but I was gonna tell the wife to let her know that, hey, I'm trying to win this contest, so I need to be all the way African out, Jamaican out, whatever it may be. I need to be fully embraced of the African culture.
Yeah, and the part that we having it at, it has basketball. I mean, it ain't just a nice little pavilion. We're gonna have it decorated nice. It got a really big playground for the kids. I mean, if I was just 5 years younger, I'd be over there playing on the playground.
Right.
Got basketball courts over there. I'm hoping I get a good turnout, and if it worked good, then we'll plan for the 4th annual.
Okay, all right. Well, that's what's up. Well, thanks for the announcement, the reminder as well. So if anyone else want to tune in, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, and you want to come out March 19th, by next week we'll have more information provided to you. So it'll be out there. So if you show up, you show up. If you don't, you don't. But we're still gonna get it in.
Yeah, it's just for fun and family. African Dashiki Day.
Hey, let's get it now. Let's get into the scheduled program. Today is one of these days, and today's gonna be a gear grinder, and it's gonna be a series. And a gear grinder, ladies and gentlemen, is where something that come across the table, something that we run across during the week or whatever, and it's like, oh, get on my nerves. And you know what? We're just gonna talk about it. So we starting a series because it's not gonna happen every week, but every once in a while there will be a gear grinder. And I'm creating a series for it. So when you go on YouTube, there will be a whole folder or a whole playlist for gear grinders. And today is the first one. So shout out to y'all who listen to this and be tap in. But we're going in today and let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna start it because I start all the gear grinders. But anyway, listen. So I'm not taking this lightly, but of course you notice in the news that Russia invaded the Ukraine. I feel bad for those people. I'm sorry. I don't think war is a good thing at all, but it happened.
It happened.
Right? But what grinded my gears is the president of Ukraine evacuated the women and children, right? But they told all men, regardless of your gender identification, if you had testicles, all men over 18 and under 60 were forbidden to leave the country.
Mm.
They had come down to the town square, get a gun and some ammo, and they were basically drafted and conscripted into the army, the military, to resist the Russian army, right?
Right.
So, I get that because when in a war, men fight wars. I give you that part, 1,000.
Right.
But what grinded my gears?
What was that? What grinded your gears, sir?
It's that the Ukrainian women are just like the Western women, have been fighting for equal rights and they want the same thing and the same rights and responsibilities as men, but very, very, very few. And I'm like, one out of maybe every 2,000 was like, you right, I should stand fight because it's the right thing to do for my country. The vast majority of those women got the hell on the bus and got the hell out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying?
The irony in that. And the funny thing
irony.
Yes, the irony of that. And the funny thing is I just saw a video and on TikTok, it was a black girl. She was like, hey guys, you know what? I'm gonna go in the kitchen, I'm gonna be cooking and cleaning XYZ. And then the guy cut in and said, well, no. Let's not forget, you're strong. You're independent. You don't need no man. No, come out here and fight with us. You want this equal rights? Come and get it. No. Don't be trying to go up in the kitchen now because it's convenient for you. And even though he was saying it to be joking, which it was a funny joke, but it's like when you think about it, it's like, no, I feel that because all year long, I'm always hearing, if you listen to any of our shows in the past history, we had guests on who call in XYZ. I don't need no man. You guys this, you guys that. But soon war happens. What's the first thing that happened? Oh, I'm gonna go take the kids and I'm gonna go because as a woman, I'm more better with nurturing the kids and XYZ. So now you want to be full-fledged feminine. You know what I mean? You want to be full all in your femininity when it comes to, I'm gonna take care of my kids and our kids, and I'm gonna go, and baby, we love you, and hopefully we see you again. Wow. Nah. Bring that masculine energy back. Remember, you don't need no man. So guess what? Pick up this AR, and when they start coming and shooting, you shoot them because you want to be equal with us. See, that's when it gets real, and this is when the capping has stopped. So all the capping you was doing all year long or decade long about women this, equal rights this. Now there's war. Now guess what?
No. I want to add this. I want to bust the head open because this is what really grinds my gears. Isn't the Ukrainian women not fighting either? They're not the main reason I'm pissed. How come these American women who got money and resources, right? Because you don't need no man, right?
Right.
You could get on a plane and fly your monkey ass over there and pick up a gun too. They didn't say you can't come to Ukraine. They just said you can't leave, right? If you're a man. Why don't y'all go over there and be like, you prove you just as strong as we are, American feminists? Why don't y'all go on over there and prove that y'all can do it better? Well, show us. Come on. Lead the Black community. Lead the American community. Be first. Let's get over there and show these men how it's done. Can we get that?
Cricket,
I'm listening.
cricket, 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 cricket. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we have to really think about it. And then also, like, as men, like, even though the war's going over there, right? It's not happening to America, but if for some reason we get involved, Putin made it very clear that we'll be hit with some stuff that America has never seen in the history of America, right? And we just recently had a cyber attack by Russia not too long ago. You know what I mean? So they tell us, they're showing us right now, if we want to jump in this, go ahead, because we're ready to hit that trigger. We've been waiting for y'all guys to slip up. So you might want to stay in your lane and mind your business, which I hope we do. Because when it's all said and done, it's like now I have to think, because, you know, I'm the man here, and most mature men like us, we got to be forward thinkers. We got to plan. We got to think about what would happen if there was a massive EMP hit where, boom, your ATM card don't work. Your credit card don't work. Your water don't work. Electricity don't work. How are you or we going to survive? See, I have me and a family, I'm told family of 5, wife, grandmother, and 2 little kids. I have to think and compensate what will happen if that happens, right? Do I have enough water and supply here to make sure that we good? Do I have the resources to make sure how to start a fire or how to filter water and XYZ and, you know, and protect this house? You understand what I'm saying? While having little kids who don't really understand what's really going on. They living their best life playing Fortnite, but it can get real at any minute. And now I have to carry that burden. Like, if this shit hit the fan, I'm the only guy here. I got to figure out how I'm gonna hold this fort down with all these women and children here. But then, but these ladies out here, not black or white, all women out here, they think they're just so independent, don't need no man. Listen, if it's stuff hit the fan, I got enough stuff going on here. I'm barricading the house. If you come knock on my door talking about I need help, you may get shot through my door. Just saying what it is. I can't take any more risks. I can't help no one else out. Because if there's a bump anywhere, guess who's gonna be downstairs with the checking with the flashlight and all that? Because I've been slowly preparing stuff. You know, even the wife, like, why are you buying these knives and these book bags and all this solar stuff? I said, just never know. I like to stay ready, so I don't have to get ready. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, and I be forward thinking, like, I have my son doing push-ups every day. Why doing push-ups every day? Because he need to be strong. He gonna be outside helping me cutting the grass. He need to be able to push the lawnmower. But on top of that, he needs to be physically strong. He need to be able to carry stuff. He need to be able to carry his own weight, because if we got to pack the backpacks up and hit the road, I need to be able to carry some stuff. I can't carry everything. You understand? I can't carry everyone. But see, that's the thing that we think about. Go ahead.
No, I'm on your side. Imagine the worst case scenario, and you got to throw your wife over your shoulder. Your son could throw his sister over his shoulder.
Come on now.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work the other way around, though, is it?
No.
Exactly.
And listen, yeah, we're going in today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going in because it's getting real out there, and I want to put some perspective out there. We always want to talk about equality, all this XYZ crap. Like, stop the cap, right? Because at the end of the day, if I was able, if I say I passed out upstairs, right, and the house was on fire, and they had to carry my 215 pounds butt from upstairs to outside, you think my wife, my mother-in-law, my kid, you think they all can carry me outside? I mean, they may be able to drag me out, but I might have a concussion because my head going sure bang off the steps going outside because they can't carry me. But what I'm saying is that if the house caught on fire here, and I can guarantee grab 2 kids at one time and make one attempt. I can grab probably the mother and, you know, throw the mother in my bag, the wife, and get them both outside safely.
Maybe.
But when y'all talking about, oh, I don't need a man, stop the cap. Because how many women firefighters do you really see running in fire buildings and be able to carry a grown man or a grown woman outside?
Thank you.
This you know, let's stop the
It
cap
ain't
right
even
there.
got to be grown. It ain't even got to be grown. Teenage boy. How many women have you seen pick up a boy that was over 12 years old? Come on, man.
They can't.
And,
Now, granted,
well, not they can't.
Listen,
they mostly can't.
Mostly, right. And mind you, and we're not speaking in absolute. We know there's some women out there who lift weights and do that, but a lot of women don't. Let's be clear. We have a lot of obesity women across the board. So let's stop the cap. There's a few that can, but how many times can they really do it? They might get one good time. All right, now go back in and get the other kids and grandma, all that too. Get all that. No. Yeah, I'll be able to do that. And that's something that I'm required to do regardless of the situation. And these are things that I have to really think about now of the possibility of a World War III out there. And I still don't have enough supplies that I really need that I should have. I'm just praying and hoping that it don't get to that point, because I'm going to be honest with you, because it's me and wife and kids and grandmother, I don't know how long we're going to live. Just don't. I just, you know what I mean? I don't know how they're going to be able to carry their weight. You know what I mean? I want to live, but I got to protect them. But more likely, I'm going to die first anyway, because I'm going to sacrifice myself for them, right? But at the same time, we men ain't ish. We men ain't that. But meanwhile, the poor men there's probably some guys over there who didn't want to go to fight, who don't go to war. They probably not got a fight in their life. And guess what? Here's this AR. Here's some ammo. They come in and start shooting. Are you serious? Is any training I got to go through none of this? No, sir. Good luck. But as a woman, you're so lucky and so blessed to be like, okay, y'all can hop on this train and y'all can go safe. And like, yeah, that's cool and all. But once you've been beating us on top of the head for the last century or decade, I don't say century, last decade, about this woman empowerment and equal rights and all that stuff, all that's cap, pay cap, all that. But now it's getting real. So where you at now? Like Seth the DaChop just said, go ahead, go fly over there and arm up and stand by those men, because you say you're on the same level. Go over there and stand by them, help them out.
Go do you.
Yeah. And I don't want to hear, won't you go over there? Listen, I just told you, I have a family here I need to take care of, because it hits the family over here. Who's going to protect them?
Wait, no. First off, I would say it doesn't matter if I go over there, because it's men over there already fighting. Get that part? It's men already over there fighting. And if it does come push to shove, I personally, not that I'm gonna show it on YouTube, I personally have an arsenal. I just got a bonus at work. Thank God for my blessings, right? You know the first thing I bought with my bonus? I went online and ordered some more ammunition.
There you go.
I ain't bought a pair of shoes yet. I haven't bought some new brakes for my car, because there's a goddamn war going on in Europe, with wars in Europe. If I don't want it to, those wars that tend to spill out over the whole world. Maybe y'all don't know history. You know, World War I and II. Wars in Europe tend to draw America in for some strange reason, right? I didn't take my bonus and say, hey, I'm going to go buy something or take my wife on a trip. No, I didn't do any of that. You know why? I bought ammo. In 100 years, unfortunately, a bullet will still be a bullet. If I get a 100-year-old bullet, put it into a gun, I got a very good chance of that bullet going off, don't I? So if I never use it, that's awesome. I hope I never have to use it.
Facts.
But if I did have to use it, I'll have it.
And hold on. And on top of that, like you said, you buy a bullet and it's 100 years old, whatever. If, let's say, you get to the point where you're not going to use it, you can still sell it and get money for it.
Because it never changes value. It's not, trash.
You could not have enough bullets. You can never have enough. You know what I mean? And if you're a gun owner and you shoot guns every once in a while, you will understand the concept. The more ammo, the more you can have.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to run out.
But
A box of having a box of 100 ammo is not. I mean, it's cool, but that might last you a day.
it depends on what you're doing. But the point being is, would you rather have it and not use it, or not have it and need it?
Fact.
And once again, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that we all got to do this. I'm saying as a man, I have to think about what could happen. Once this war is on the news, lady, people, even other dudes. This war in Europe. How do you think World War I started? Because of some junk going on in Austria, Hungary. The emperor was assassinated in World War I. Eventually, over 20 million people were dead. U.S. citizens died before, we even got into the war. But that's fine. Fast forwarded 30 years later, they had an even bigger war. Guess where that started? I don't know. Would it have been in Europe the same way this one is started? I'm just saying, y'all better get your minds right. And nowadays, ICBMs, y'all might not know that word. It means intercontinental ballistic missile. So, with a push of a button, your city could be blown clean the hell up. Maybe y'all just think that's a joke, though. I don't want any of that to happen. I'm not saying that'll happen. I'm saying we take a lot of people, this feminist bull stuff that we living with, this arguing over whether trans women are real women and the LGBTQRXYZ, whether or not I have to use proper pronouns. See, that's a childish argument. It gets real when people are looking at life and death situations. Not one lesbian tried to stay and fight. When they said women and children, them lesbians got go. They got on the damn bus and got the hell out of Dodge. Now, one homosexual male who they were like, hey, I'm homosexual and I identify as a woman. They said, do you have nuts? Yes. Then you get over there and get a damn gun. See, so don't be over here playing like what we're arguing about is important. We are so goofy as a country right now that we really are arguing over nothing that makes any sense. But when the barbarians hit, what's the word? When winter is coming, this is what winter coming looks like. For those Ukrainians, winter is here for them. All right? So what you gonna do? Because I'm tired of arguing over stupid stuff. I'm not gonna stop because I'm gonna quit laying down. I choose violence. And I mean verbal violence, nothing to be YouTube, don't be playing games. I choose verbal violence because that's available, but I'm prepared at all times for the more intimate and painful kind of violence. Is that a nice way to say it, brother?
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, it is.
Okay. So this is when we was talking about winter is coming and we were looking at economic issues.
Yes, we were.
Y'all just right now, them folks over there ain't looking at economic issues. Them folks ain't over there counting their 401k. Them folks got other problems to deal with right now that a lot of them might not see tomorrow morning.
And it's called survival.
Yeah. So
survive and protect. That's it. That's the main focus right now. And that's it. Nothing else.
And I'm gonna keep saying, so where y'all at, lady? Show us that y'all are strong and independent. Where's that strength? Because I ain't seen nothing on YouTube. I watch all these videos. I don't see anybody talking about how dare they? How dare you tell women to evacuate? These women are just as capable of defending this country as men. How dare they?
Right.
Notice what I ain't seen none of that. Have you seen any of that?
Oh.
I just want to say.
Go ahead.
So anyway, once again, I'm gonna pull it back because I'm not having a bad day. Don't let my passion make y'all think that I'm an angry person. It grinded my gears. I got it off my chest.
I mean, just think about this. No, I'm good too as well. But guess what? If those men over there who could have a voice right now, I'm guaranteed they'll be probably saying the same thing we speaking about. I guarantee all them guys who just chilling, sitting with somewhere cold, whatever, getting ready to go to war, Tom, I know someone like, oh, where these women at? They was talking all this equality. Where they at? I'm sure. You know what I mean? But get it.
I don't see no bras burning.
But listen, let's be real though. At the end of the day, let's be real. We'll be real here real quick, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be real. Yes, when it's all said and done, we do want our women and children away and protected, right?
We do.
We do.
Men,
so let's be clear. Let's be 100% clear. We don't want you sitting next to us shooting in war. That we don't want that, because it's gonna get roof. It's gonna get tough. It's gonna get all that. We don't want that. So so with that being said, we're not saying we want you there fighting with us. We're just saying stop all the cap, stop all the equal quality stuff. Listen, we just tired of that part. And it's kind of funny, but it's not funny. But like, just be real with it. Just understand that there is a order for a reason. There's a man, there's a woman, there's a woman, there's kids. There's orders for a reason. You need a man for XYZ. We need a woman for XYZ. We need each other. But anyway, so another gear grinder, because I think we beat that enough, right?
Well, I just want to co-sign what you said. I like what you said. Yeah. For all of y'all that think Seth the Dark Child is an angry black man, I'm not. I want my daughter, which I don't have, but if I did have, I want my daughter or my wife or my ex-girlfriend picking up an AR-15 or AK-47 and standing in front of a tank. I want that to happen less than I want the damn planet to blow up, okay? It's nothing I want more for them to be safe.
Right.
And if it costs me my life to protect those women, I'm willing to give it.
Right.
But y'all have got to stop making us feel stupid. I mean, honestly, and in some areas, I would feel really stupid giving my life for some of y'all women. Really? Have y'all even, I saw a lady on YouTube the other day, she was like, male baby should be aborted. My God, how would, if I knew the woman, there's no way I'd stand in front of a bullet for her. I'm not standing in front of a tank for her.
Right.
No. You know, I don't care about homeless men. They trash anyway. I'm not standing in front of a tank for her. No. And I know she has the right to say some of these things. But I'm not even.
But then you have the right not to defend though. But you have the right not to defend it.
Exactly.
Like, okay, well, let me not stand in front of the bullet for that person. But the one who do want me to protect them, let me stand in front of that person. Because I don't want you to reap the benefit of me sacrificing my life for you, even though you feel that I shouldn't be here in the first place. What kind of sense does that make?
And that's my gear grinder right there, brother.
That's it.
What you just said. What kind of sense does that make? I don't.
Let my sacrifice not go in vain.
That's it. Every man on the planet, every man in America, I ain't saying on the planet, every man in America, you know what the most important thing we want from a woman? And not one of the, I'm going to say one of the most, I don't know what it is for individual men.
Right.
Appreciation for our sacrifice.
That's it.
99% of all the things that we complain about all the time is simply we're not being appreciated.
That's it.
For the sacrifice.
That's it.
And right now, it's a whole country of men
sacrifice
who, because they have testicles, are expected to sacrifice for another group of people who do not have testicles to survive.
And the worst part about it, they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice. Even if I don't have a choice, the least you could do is appreciate our sacrifice. But the fact is, y'all expect men to do this at any point.
You know why?
It is no point in time in history where men have not been expected to make this sacrifice. But it's only at this point in time in history where women don't appear to appreciate that sacrifice.
That's it. All right.
That's my gear grind. I'm free now. I feel light as a bird.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna pull you right back in because I have another gear grind today.
My God. Oh no!
Yeah, another one. So, ladies and gentlemen, there was a post out there on social media, right? And I believe a woman made this post, and she said, "Okay, man, you want to speak your mind. What's your main problem with women? You have the floor." Cool.
Okay.
So she leading this conversation and she asking the men to speak our mind. And I don't think it's a problem, but listen, we're going to speak our mind. Cool, bet. So someone said, okay, not in order, but one, using child support. I'm sorry, using us men for child support. Two, no accountability. Three, the inability to apologize. Four, inability to admit fault. Five, selfish and entitlement. Six, poor choices of children's fathers. And seven, lack of discipline. So you ask the question, this person provided some content to the question, right? So you asked me what my problem with women is, right? Okay, I laid it out for you, right? So the lady,
and it ain't. I don't think. Wait. I don't think it was a comprehensive list. I think it was just off the top of the head.
I mean that.
I read it. It was like, here go some things. Chew on this. Keep going.
Right. Okay. Cool. So the lady responded back saying, "Okay, guess what? Okay, every point is valid, but when you say poor choices in men, is it because it turned out to be lesser than?" Oh, let me go back. What? Okay, every point you said is valid. You say poor choices in men. Is it because men turn out to be lesser than? What we call that? What we call that? Not deflection. We call that. What's the word?
I think she was a deflected con. That sounds.
I mean, it was deflected
con,
con, but it's shaming. Shaming. There we go. That's all.
Okay, gotcha.
That's part of shaming category because she reflected all back on the man's fault. Okay, so lesser than a man, whatever, or this is by your own admission, meaning that something that we did, right? So here's a problem that I have. So when you ask a man or anybody to, I mean, you ask a question for anyone, tell me, speak your mind, let me know what's going on. And I give you some things to say. And the first thing you do is deflection, put shame in it, saying, well, maybe you didn't do this. How about you do this? I said, see, it goes back to the number point he said, no accountability. No accountability, right there. Number two, he said, no accountability, because you didn't take the opportunity to digest what I said. You gave me a little fake. Oh, you know what? Okay, those are valid things, right? So she did say, okay, there's some valid things, just to say, okay, all right, you're right. I'll give you that, right? But then the next breath gonna say is, well, was it maybe something because you were less than a man, or is it something because, you know what I'm saying, because you didn't do your part? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Ladies, stop doing that. Because you really don't want to have a conversation there. You don't want to really get deep into it to get an understanding from both sides of the party. Now, the conversation went on from there, and the conversation was actually healthy. It didn't get disrespectful. It didn't get mean. No one's cussing each other out. People wasn't jumping in. These two had a good dialogue conversation, right? But the point I want to make out there is that you first need to listen and stop being so quick to respond. And maybe ask more questions like, well, can you help me understand when you say using child support, what do you mean by that? When you say no accountability, can you give me an example? When you say not the ability to apologize, what do you mean? Like, let's break it down. If you want to have a conversation about, break it down so I can give you an example of what do I mean. Because a lot of men could probably tell you that, see, the one thing ladies don't understand that men talk to each other. We had these conversations all the time. You put a group of men in one room and a group of women in another room, and you can hear how the men in one room from all different backgrounds, but they're in a relationship, they had the same gripe, same issue, same X, Y, Z. And I'm sure women do too. I'm sure they do too. But it's funny how that most of the time when you put men together, have conversations about women in a relationship, some things be like, dang, I can understand that. I know what that is. Like, come on now. Matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, me, Seth the Dark Child, and a friend went to a little throwing X event, right? And we had a conversation. Now, we all been married 10 years plus, maybe even longer, 15 years plus, maybe the minimum, right? And we had a question that we asked each other in the car. I said, listen, fellas, as long as you've been married, how many times that your significant other told you, sorry, my bad, I was wrong for that? When did you begin to apologize? And we sat there for a minute, got real quiet in the car, and we really had to sit there and think. And I was like, well, me, one time. Everyone else is like, man, I mean, I did get one, but then as soon as she said sorry, then she came back around and say, well, if you didn't do this, so therefore it got dismissed. So technically, you never gave me a apology.
Yo, you know what? And I thought about that question since that date, brother. I honestly do not remember. I'm gonna say the benefit of the doubt, maybe 3 times over 15 years, maybe. But I honestly can't actually recall a moment where she said, "I'm sorry for what I did," and left it as that sentence. Never. It was always something to water down the apology.
Right. And it don't have to be something that big. It don't gotta be something like he cheated. It could be something as, hey babe, the Planet Fitness closed at 10 o'clock. No, class 7. No, class at 10. And you check it, and then, class 7. Okay, you know what, babe? My bad. You right. I had my chest all poked out because I was like, yeah, class at 10, but we're class 7. That was me yesterday. I like, you know what? I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. Okay. I thought I was wrong.
You know what you actually heard?
What?
You know what you actually heard?
What?
But it normally close at all night. It don't normally close. I don't even know why I closed it early.
Right.
That's what you.
Right.
That's the rest of that sentence. She wasn't gonna just bite that bullet.
No. If it's the other way around, it'd have been like, oh, well, normally during the week, but no, I was talking about Saturday. Well, okay. I mean, you then chop my head off for something so minor. And the minor thing is, when they go in, they go in. Like it ain't like, they go for like how we go from there? How we go from disagreeing about a time to where, well, maybe if you did this more often, that wouldn't happen. Like, how we get there? Like, where is that coming from?
What conversation am I having?
Right.
Are we talking about this or is it something bigger that I missed that I don't know nothing about right now?
Right. Like, if you knew about the time and you see yourself when I call you, you were like, how we get there? And that's the point we be talking about. Like, come on now. And because mind you, right there, you let me know there's something underlying going on. You don't want to talk about it, but you wouldn't use another scenario to bring it out. If I catch it, because sometimes I might ignore it and keep moving. But if I catch them, like, hold up, like, where's that coming from? You said we was talking about the time, but you talking about me not answering my phone. Like, is this something I missed? Like, what happened? Oh, well, this one, ain't nothing. This one time I text you and you took a whole hour to get back to me, but I was working. I told you I was working. I was doing I can't be glued to my phone at work all day. Like, you know where I'm at, right? Like, was it emergency? If it's an emergency, why didn't you just call me? Because I'd have picked up as an emergency. Well, I didn't want to bother you. So you didn't want to bother me, but you mad I didn't answer your text right away because I took an hour. How does that make sense? And that's right there. No accountability, no inability to admit fault, selfish and entitled. Because you feel I should be able, you text you should be instantly.
Exactly. You know what though? I will say, I read the same post, right? So I know what you're talking about, and it's another part that I wanted to point out, right? When she said basically, you like I said when men, you admitted that men are less than or something like that. And the response is exactly what I would say. I want to read the response word for word because it's exactly what I would say, except a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So it basically said that. It's basically like what you just read was, you say poor choices in men because men turn out to be lesser than, and this is by your own admission. I'm reading that, and first off, my God, would I love some punctuation. Please start putting commas and periods in places when you online. Okay? I shouldn't have to figure out where a sentence ends, right? But the response was, women always focus on that particular portion where men could possibly find some cover, right? Men do this and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, yo, you're not even being 100% honest. And women always focus on that part. And that part kills me. Ladies, if you're listening, and I know y'all hate to hear me speak, but the facts of the matter is, if a man lays out I mean, men are smart enough now to trap y'all in conversation. And I'm going to tell you where. If I lay out 25 pieces of information in front of you, that's a lot of information. Most people are not going to swallow or digest all of that. But most women tend to look for that one point of contention that deflects back to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ladies, let me tell you, men are not stupid. I might not even be able to defend the entire conversation that I just put in front of you, but if I give you one target to aim at, all I have to do is prepare a response for that one target, which I know 95% of y'all always focus on. You always come in here. You totally forgot the part where I said Santa Claus ain't real, but he a man and you show look for him every day. You ignored that shit. You didn't care. What about when all she was looking for was a whataboutism to say men do this? And this dude slapped it down because he had it looked like this response was pre-planned. Okay? Ladies, listen to everything that we're saying to y'all. Everything. Men don't talk the way women speak. When a man tells you, I have 3 issues, those are actual 3 full points you need to discuss. Don't go looking for the easiest damn one because it's probably a setup. You're going to look stupid by the end of that conversation. You've been set up to answer that one which was easiest for you to respond to. I better learn how to do the hard stuff. Once again, we're done with the kid gloves are off. If you're going to meet a man on a level and have a logical conversation, you had better focus on the hardest question on the list. Because if you choose the easiest one, it's a setup. You are not prepared to deal with the smoke he's going to bring for that easy ass answer. Okay? He's practiced it. He done talked to 15 of y'all women to get to this answer. He knows what it is. Sorry, I just want to point that out for future conversations.
Right.
I know that was a mouthful, but yeah, that redirection, come on. She set herself up. 80% of men are raised by single parent households. That's not even up for debate anymore. If this current generation of men is trash, you raised that generation of men, period. End of the sentence. If that means that 8 out of every 10 men you see walking around on the street probably only has a mama at home. So when you say men ain't crap, you say his mama ain't crap because his mama raised him. His daddy wasn't there. And if you try to say, well, why wasn't his daddy there? You don't want that smoke either. So we got 50 years of statistics to prove why his daddy wasn't there. For the most part, it's because his mama didn't let his daddy be there. Is that the nicest way to say it, bro?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, even so,
Okay.
even if the guy's not there, it is still your job to raise the boy and girl, the child. You still have to raise them. Just because the father's not in the picture at all doesn't mean you raise a self-titled, selfless, no emotion, spoiled little boy to run these streets. And then when you let him run, when he gets old enough, he don't know how to wash dishes. He don't know how to take the trash out. And honestly, no, men are not naturally programmed to do these things. We're physically naturally built to do those things, but you have to train us and show us how to use these things, if that makes sense. Meaning that, like we have the physique of naturally picking up stuff and being dirty. Like what boys do, playing dirt and mud. We come home dirty, go outside, come back dirty. We do guy stuff. But if you don't teach them how to take the trash out and push the trash down and scrub the toilet and make sure you do the base stuff, then these are the guys that you put out in the world that my daughter might have to run into that ain't ish because you didn't raise them this.
Because let me jump on that a little bit. This is myself. You tell me if you felt this way, because I ain't never said this out loud. But when I lived by myself for a couple years, actually, quite simply put, some of the best years of my life. Anyway, when I lived by myself, keeping my house clean, my house stayed clean. Nobody wants to live in a stanky house. If
Facts.
you do, I ain't gonna say nobody, but most people don't want to live in a stanky, unclean house.
Thank you, Yankee.
I might not mop the floors every week, to be honest with you. But if I saw something on my floor, it got cleaned up. If I saw something on my counter, it got cleaned up. A bathtub got washed out. Right? The only thing I did not do on a regular basis was dust. I won't lie. My trophy shelf probably had an inch of dust on it. I'm not gonna lie, because it's something I didn't touch. I didn't even go over there. I looked at it and walked off. Right.
Right.
And I'm assuming that's for most men. Not most. Anyway.
Yeah.
Most men know how to take care of it.
That is most, because we clean every Saturday. I mean, I clean throughout the week, but it's family clean day on Saturday. Now, as far as dusting, that might be the one thing that I don't do. One thing I might dust up once in a while might be my TV, because I can see the dust on my glass table that lays. I'm like, oh, this thing is dusty as hell. But as far as vacuum cleaning and taking the trash out and all that stuff, that gets done regularly.
And nobody wants to sit on nobody wants to sit on a filthy toilet. I don't know what women say about men's bathrooms and all that, but nobody wants to sit on a filthy toilet. And men do have to sit down on a regular basis.
Listen, I'm gonna let the fellas and the listeners into a little secret. This is how twins knew if the woman was going to be a long-term or a short-term relationship. Once I made it to her house, and it don't gotta be the first day I'm trying to smash. It's just, come by, pick her up real quick. We go whoop-de-whoop. Hey, can I use your bathroom real quick? I just got, do number one real quick. Oh, sure, no problem. When I walk in that bathroom, I'm looking at the shower. I'm looking if it's dirty, if it's clean. I'm looking at the toilet to see if it's dirty or clean. I'm looking on how many toothbrushes and how the sink look. I want to know that if there's piss on the floor, because there's piss on the floor, I mean, you got motherfuckers come over pissing all over the floor of the place, and you don't clean it up. Your bathroom, fellas, my young men, the bathroom will tell you what kind of woman that she is. If her bathroom is stinking and looking mess, nigga, you might want to run. You don't want them problems.
That's why I kept my bathroom clean, because I expected women to come in and check my bathroom.
Listen, and then on top of that too, and listen, I'm gonna give you another secret.
Okay.
And most men can relate to this. If you go to anyone's house, regardless of man, woman, anyone's house, if the toilet and bathroom is clean, when you doing the number one, you might actually get the seat, whatever, you get a piece of napkin and wipe that shit down. You know what I mean? You clean it up. You go to someone's house and they shit is nasty, you're pissing everywhere and you don't give a damn. You won't treat it like a public bathroom. You put your shoe up and hit the thing with your foot.
I've only did that once in my life that I recall at somebody's bathroom where I just did not want to touch nothing in there.
Come on now. That's nasty. So yes. You have to teach the young boys and young girls how to clean, because they will end up being nasty adults. That you want to claim that these men ain't nothing. Okay, I'll give you partial of that. Yeah, okay, yeah, he need to do better, but who raised him?
Exactly. I taught my son how to clean up a bathroom. And you know why? Because his mom did it for him. I taught him how to clean a bathroom. I taught him how to wash clothes because his mom did it for him. You understand what I say?
I understand.
Why? Ladies, y'all are literally creating the men y'all despise. Because mothers are raising their sons, and some of y'all are spoiling these men so bad they are literally incapable of being the men they should be. It's hard.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again? Can you repeat that again?
See, y'all are spoiling these young men so bad that they are incapable of being the men they should be. Okay?
Got it.
So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this online, and this dude left a quote. It said the Jesuits have a quote. They say, if you give them the care of the boy, they will answer for the actions of the man. Okay? What I take that to mean is, if you give me your children, if you give me the boys to raise, I will stand in judgment of the actions that they take as a man. All right, I am responsible for what I put out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take the boys away from their fathers, how are you looking at the boys? How are you looking at those boys who grew up to be a man and say he all kind of wrong? Once again, you took them, you raised them. If they do wrong, that's a reflection of the person who raised them. And 80% of the time, it's not us. 80% of the time, it's just not us. That ain't to say we innocent, because we're not faultless. But somebody has to take the blunt amount of blame. And it's not the fathers who creating these kids who are turning them into the monsters y'all hate, that y'all still for some strange ass reason are sleeping with.
Oh,
Who
man.
knew, right?
See right there, that's a whole nother topic. And,
I'm sorry. My
yeah,
bad.
that's a whole nother topic. And that topic, we won't talk about it too on another episode. But mismanaging the P, that's what we're gonna name it. Mismanaging the P. We're gonna talk about this. So if you follow the Chop Team, please tune in. Like I said, today is one of them gear grinders that we had to talk about stuff and get off our chest, and probably provide a little substance behind it. But if you have an open mind and you want to, what I mean? Like, it's not that we just want you to open your mind and think about some things on both sides. Stop making everything conditioned. Well, if he did this, then I will do that. See, that's the problem. We got to get out of these conditioned relationships or out of these conditioned thinking. Well, I do this if you do this. Why don't you do that just because it's the right thing to do? And guess what happens when you do the right things? Because other things will open up naturally. But you can't force people to do things that, you know what I'm saying? Because and then I'll put a pin there. I'm gonna say that for another episode. Go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, you because we want to go in. Listen, what you just said. That's actually this other thing. I'm still reading this post. It's in the Kevin Samuels fan group. I'm still reading it, and basically he pointed out the same thing. Ladies, real talk. This kumbaya mentality y'all have. If he do this, I'll do this, and I'll do this if he do this. No. See, you can make a deal with that to somebody who you on equal footing with, right?
Right.
When I was a kid, me and my friends would fight in the yard, right?
Right.
So if my friend threw a punch and I threw a punch and we tussled on the ground, when we got finished tussling, we could look at each other and say, "I'm sorry." You know why? We did similar amounts of damage to each other, didn't we?
Facts.
Right? So I punched you, you punched me, I pushed you, you pushed me, I tackled you, you tackled me, you rolled me up. We did equal amount. We could come to the table and be like, "Yo, I'm sorry for punching you." Be like, "Yeah, I'm sorry for punching you too," right? Because
it happens.
It was equal amounts of damage. But nah, ladies, that's not what the hell happened here. What happened here from a man's standpoint for the last 50 years was I pushed you. I'm reading and I'm taking this quote from online. I pushed you and you shot me in the face. If I push you and you shot me in the face, a simple "I'm sorry" doesn't cut it. Do you understand that? That if your response to anything that I did, and I'm calling this color purpling of America, your response to whatever y'all think black men did to y'all in history, and I don't even know when this happened, you can't pull no factual evidence to justify the breakdown of black society that black men caused to black women. Good luck. Because The Color Purple was a work of fiction. It was one lady's fictionalized version of her life. It wasn't even her life. It was like a made up version of her grandmother's life. You understand what I'm saying? So that didn't happen. But what black women have done to black men in America, literally for the last 50 years, child support, outright lies, media just running roughshod over our whole lives. Sally Jesse Raphael, Oprah, even Murray Povich, and what's the other dude? Montel Williams, Gail King. You I'm go with her just a few months. I mean, last year with Kobe. She didn't have to do any of that. Black women, basically black men push black women, and black women shot us in the face. And now every time I talk to a black woman, it's obvious this happening to people online too. Every time I talk to a black woman, first thing out their mouth is, well, black men do it too. We just need to find out how to get together and kumbaya and stop hurting each other. No, bitch. I'm sorry. Excuse me for that.
You felt that. You felt that. Oh.
I know. No, you don't just say, I'm sorry if I push you on your shoulder and you put a bullet between my eyes. That is not enough sorry. You have to atone. You have to make up. You have to fix. I don't know what you gotta do to fix that. But I'm sorry. Let's make this better. That doesn't cut it. And it will not, and that is what y'all want. We'll never fix these issues. Never. That's my opinion. I mean, y'all ladies, y'all gotta apologize for this junk or whatever, but you ain't gonna get no, I'm sorry, can't let me kiss you. I'm gonna toot my booty up to you in the bed with no underwear on. They ain't fixing nothing. I'd appreciate it if you did that. But they ain't fixing nothing. All right, go ahead.
Nah. I think, I'm gonna put a bow on this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Chop Team. And today was a gear grinder conversation today. If you feel like you want to add to the topic, let us know. Comment below. Go to our IG page, twinsinc, Dachopteam, seththedarkchild, IG, Dachopteam@gmail.com. And like I said before, earlier in the conversation, we will have some female guests on the show just to provide some balance to the conversation. Somebody did have a topic that we want to talk about, a little video, but it wasn't even worth the time. It wasn't even worth the time. I'm like, one thing I'll just say this, ladies, you need to understand the difference between a male and a man. It's a big difference. Mm-hmm. It's a big difference between a male and a man. Once you're able to realize the difference between those two, that will help you out going forward when it comes to dating, right? Just that simple. And you can't. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I always interrupt you, and I apologize.
No, you good. You good.
I think I know the difference between a male and a man right now. Right.
Right.
In the Ukraine, the males thought that if they evacuated the women and children, that they should be able to evacuate also. The men had to stay behind and fight. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No argument there. You hit it on top of the nail. But we'll have, like I said, we'll have some guests on the show. And we definitely want a lady on the show. We definitely need to balance it out. And I'd like to hear, and I like to hear their point of view. So if you're a lady who wants to be on the show, you will not be attacked. We'd like to have you. Just have open mind, like we have open mind. We're willing to discuss anything, and we'll be able to provide, things behind it. We just won't give you an answer. All right, this is why X, Y, Z. And sometimes you may learn something. Sometimes you may ask a question that we won't know to ask because men or women are wired differently. Mm-hmm. But we don't we don't avoid any topics. We want all the smoke.
Exactly.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Chop Team, live every Sunday, YouTube, join us live, call in, whatever, live on the podcast. Anything else, sir, before we close out here? Seth the Dark Child?
No, I think these gears have been grinded down and it's smooth sailing right now. Way to go, people. Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. We out.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.